Hey guys, it's Joe here with RentKit. Sorry, I haven't been in here in a while. This is the first video I've done in several months, but the goal is to start recording these again, and we're going to get you guys a bunch of content that you can utilize. You've probably noticed in your RentKit accounts that there's been just a ton of new features that have come out that are really going to help you guys in your rental companies as you consider how to implement these new features and how that might work in your day-to-day systems and flows and processes. We hope that we can provide you with some additional content and insight as these new features come out to kind of help you guys in your rental businesses. So I'm going to do a really quick video today, and then my goal is to start recording videos on a regular basis every day or every other day with small, short videos on different little features that we're adding and just some tips and tricks that you guys might be able to find useful as you're navigating the system. I know you guys don't have a lot of time, so I want to keep these videos short and to the point, and I want to just really highlight small individual features on a regular basis so that when you guys have 2 or 3 minutes throughout your day, you can just hop on these and hopefully get some valuable insight from them. So let's jump into today's video. I'm actually going to talk about all of the different ways that you can upload attachments to messaging, to the different areas that you can message your customers, both in the CRM integration as well as in the invoice section of RentKit, and in automated emails as well. So I wanted to show you all those areas and some tricks as well in doing that. So when we're talking about uploads, we're talking about PDFs or image attachments or layouts for events, documents like W9 forms or COI, certificate of insurances, anything that you would send out to your customers like on a regular basis, you can actually save in the system so that you don't have to attach it every time. But I'm going to show you both that and where you can actually just attach it in the flow. So let's get going. What we're going to do first is we are going to hop into rental orders. Rental orders, as you know, is where all of your orders are. So I'm going to just open up a random estimate here for Johnny. And the first area we're going to talk about is over here in the notes and files section. So if you want to upload a document to this job, this is not communicating this with the customer. This is an internal document. So if you're uploading something that you want to reference for your drivers later down the road or your warehouse team or even for you as office staff, you can save that directly to this job on this estimate or invoice in the notes section. So that's up here in the top right, notes and files. Click on over to files. You can see that I've already uploaded a blank W9 form here. Or that probably doesn't make sense for this particular use case. You may want to just, this would be more for like if you have a layout of the event that's taking place or the job site that you want your crew to reference when they're delivering or setting up, things like that, right? So you just go in here, you click to upload and grab what you want and then open it. Okay, and then it'll upload in your file section. Quick note, anything you do upload here also gets added to the system for use later. So you don't have to continue to upload the same things all the time. Okay, so that's the first area, that's internal notes. Second area is when you actually go to send this. So if you click send, you can either click send estimate or invoice. It is gonna pull up your familiar area where you send your documents. And at the bottom here, you have this add attachment. So if you have already uploaded something to the system, it's going to show up here in the drop down and you can select it. So there's my W9 blank form that I had uploaded previously. And now I can just click it and select it without having to navigate to my files on my computer and upload it again. If this is something that you've never uploaded before, down here we have the option to do it one-off. Okay, so you just click this button here. That pulls up your area again where you can upload PDFs or images or anything. Open that, and then that's going to add it again. So in this case, I'm going to send 2 documents. Okay, that's that, and then that will go into the email as an attachment. So that's the second area. The other area is this communications tab. So any communication that you do with this order is going to show up in your communications tab, and it's also any communication you have with this customer as a whole is going to show up here if you're integrated with our CRM. So we use Go High Level for our CRM on the back end, and it's now being more and more integrated into RentKit. And this is one of the areas. So you're going to see a communications tab on your orders here. And in this communications tab, you're going to see all of the emails, text messages, phone calls, anything that you've done with this customer now or in the past is going to show up in this thread. So you can text them or email them down here in this drop down. Either one of these options are going to give you the option to attach files here. So you can do the exact same flow, click that, open it. Now that's going to attach it. You can compose your email, by the subject. This is just general communication. It's not order specific. It's just with this customer. What is cool here is you got all the order information for this customer on the right-hand side here. So we'll save that video for another day, but I did want to highlight this a little bit so you can see kind of all the cool stuff that's going on in this communications tab. But that's another area where you can attach. Now, the last one I want to talk about is through automation, through email automation. And so that you're going to find under your admin, or sorry, not under your admin, your settings and your email settings. So if you hop in here, so we're not going to do our default email settings. Those are reserved for estimates and emails like on a regular basis, but we have email templates. So I'm in here. Let's imagine that for all of our corporate events or all of our corporate accounts, they're going to want a copy of our W9 so that they can submit that in their taxes at the end of the year and issue you guys a 1099. Happens all the time. Corporate events are going to ask for that. If they're paying over $600 on any order that you're doing, they're going to want that. And so we can have an automation set up that automatically sends them a copy of our W9 based on a trigger that we set up, right? So let's say we tagged it as a corporate event, and anytime we see a corporate event, we're going to just automatically send them a copy of our W9. So we can set that up in our email templates here. We go to email settings, hit email templates, click new email template. We'll give it a template name. So copy of ABC rental company's W9 for your reference. And I'll just make that the subject line as well. Okay, and then we would just go down here. We had previously uploaded our W9, so we're just going to select that. And so every time that this email automation is, or any time this template is sent, it's going to automatically attach that W9. So then I'll write out my email body here, or I could have AI build it for me, and that would go through and do that. So let's try that. Hey, dear valued customer, attached to this email, you will find a copy of ABC Rental Company's W9 for reference. I could modify it. Thank you, Launchpad team, however I want. And then we'll just save this. So then I would go through email automations and set up an email automation and include that template, as the template that gets sent out on the trigger that I set up. So that's how you would do that. That's the final area that you can upload documents. Now, in order, like if you saw that when I added the document in the invoice flow, how it added it as an option to then just use later, you can actually upload those directly if you have just a bunch of stuff that you want to get into the system quickly and then be able to reuse under admin and then under file manager. So this is where you can upload any of those documents, and then anything that you upload here will then be available in those drop downs that we saw in other areas of the app. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully that was painless, and hopefully it's helpful and kind of helping be a bit of broader picture on all the different areas that you can do uploads. And we'll see you in the next video.